Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
And we are back for another fun episode of the Uncle Puckers. I'm Chris with Tim and Bobby. What's up, boys? How's everybody?
Hey, buddy.
Doing good. Storm just rolled in hot and heavy, though.
Oh, yeah?
Looking bad. So, if I get kicked off, it wasn't me voluntarily leaving this time. Seriously.
No.
Off.
That would suck,
That's just God's. That's just
God's
will.
Must be the storm. Look at that. He got kicked off.
Shit, I forget he's got that godlike power over there.
It's the only time I really
light
feel powerful.
on your face is
I noticed it goes away in the reels. You ever notice that?
No.
It's light. It's not there.
It is so weird because it actually looks like it goes through you. It I know it's behind you, but it looks like it goes through.
This is where I work all day on a different computer that does not do this, even when I work at night. So it's not the nighttime thing. It's when I put on the Mac for this show. I don't know what the reflection is that's going on. I've tried moving it. There's nothing I can do. It is a spirit.
I had an accident tonight at dinner. Not quite,
number
Bobby. Not all over the place.
Pants? You went pussy pants?
Well, not that kind of accident. Not quite as bad as Bobby's enchilada $2,000 tooth mishap. But
it's gonna be $5 when it's all said and
done. Okay, so I was eating a fucking piece of DiGiorno fucking frozen pizza.
You gotta cook it first, dude.
No, it was cooked. That's the problem. And a piece of cheese fell off, and it was still boiling hot, and went right on my bottom lip. And when it came off, I felt the skin coming. Now I know I'm gonna have all blisters and shit. I'm gonna, who I'm gonna look like, right? But I'm not gonna say his name on here. But growing up, lip shits.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Look at Chris. He doesn't even call out of work when he burns his lip off. He don't care. He just wants the pot.
Okay, hero stuff.
I need to pay my bills. That's it.
Something we don't know.
Bills. So, Tim, how you doing?
I'm good. My poison ivy is calming down a little bit. I had a little bit of a bug problem crop up over the past couple months. So I had a exterminator come through. So I had to do the drill. We take everything off the shelves and take everything out of the kitchen, and then I literally all day, 6 hours, just taking stuff out, putting stuff in.
What kind of bugs were you getting?
The bad kind that you don't want in your kitchen.
Like silverfish and
cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
And multiple varieties of cockroaches.
Oh, that's nice.
Japanese.
Yeah. German.
Yeah, they're the nastiest.
Yeah, they're
how do they communicate with each other?
What was that, Bob?
I said, how do they communicate with each other?
Well, yeah, I get
multiple languages.
They have to. Well, that's it. They always have to have an interpreter on board. But yeah, cockroaches are the one bug that I don't like dealing with, man. They are disgusting to me.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. We live out, we have a lot of varmint issues around here, so just kind of try to roll with the punches and figure it out. But in a hot house, just taking stuff out of cabinets and keeping it organized, putting it back in. But my OCD, I alphabetize, I have a drawer full of spices, basically, from everything from, chili powder to thyme. So I alphabetize it in the drawer like a real anal fucking guy. So that takes me a little bit of time. It's also, I found a 3-year-old box of Honey Nut Cheerios in a pantry. So I had to throw that out.
Now, Bobby, you mentioned before that putting the air conditioner on at your dad's house down here. When we were kids, did you have AC?
None.
Okay, I didn't think so because I'm me and you didn't have air conditioning growing up.
When I was real young on Colorado Drive, we had 1 or 2 window units, and my mom would have her room ice cold, and then in the kitchen and living room. This is way back when you would put a whole king size sheet to separate your rooms so that you would just keep the air and not do the whole house. That was our only reprieve. But then as a teenager and older living with my dad, there was zero air, nothing but a hot fan blowing on you all night. And then there's like this cycle over here. One day we were living in Pelican Island. My dad still had a pool, and I get home from work, or maybe we're just getting up. I don't know what it was. It was a 100-degree day. The car's baking out in the sun, and we're going to go to my dad's pool. So Chris is like, all right, get in. We're not going to put on the air. We're not going to turn down the windows. We're going to suffocate our entire way to your dad's house so the pool will feel that much better.
Okay.
Sure, we literally almost passed. I mean, it was only like a 3-mile drive. But you're going over the bridge. The car was probably 140 degrees. This psycho he wanted to play this game, man.
Well, we're going to die in here.
No, there was a game that my buddy Rich, when we were growing up, my buddy Rich had an older brother, Brian, and Brian was probably like 4 or 5 years older than us. So when he was like, 20, 21, we were 14, 15, 16. Maybe even younger than that. He had a Toyota pickup truck, and we used to play. We called it heat torture ride. So he'd come like in the back and be like, "All right, guys, heat torture ride." So we'd run upstairs. We'd get hoodies on. We'd get jackets on. We'd shove into the cab of the Toyota pickup truck. We would blast the heat and drive around in 100-degree days. And we would drive around till we were almost ready to pass out. And then whoever was able to get out of the truck, strip down to your bathing suit, and get in the pool first wins. So that's it. So Bob and I went on a heat tour. That was Bobby's first heat torture ride. I had done them many of them. But yeah.
Your body does not want to breathe that in.
That's how like not a week goes by where you don't read a story about like a baby dying in a car doing stupid
absolutely.
shit.
At 49 years old now, do I realize how unbelievably stupid it was? Sure. But it was, think
we were
about all
like
the
21
stupid
and 22. We were in those survivable years. Like, I don't know what it is about those years.
Nothing's going to kill me.
I was feeling nostalgic that day. So I realized at 21, hey, let's do something that I did that was really stupid when I was 12.
Yeah. And the thing that was cool too is that my father's pool was so old, and the trees had grown so much. It was probably the coldest pool in New Jersey. So to amplify the effect of coming from a 200-degree car to basically probably like 50-degree, 55-degree water is probably no exaggeration, depending on what time of year it was quite the shock.
It was awesome.
Yeah, good times, bud. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sure I almost killed you several different ways, so that's all fair.
Yeah, this is very true. So we do have some hockey we want to talk about. We're going to talk about the article. Bob, did you read the article?
I did read the article. Before we do that, I want to just step into some local hockey because I got to share with you what I saw last night at my kid's 3-on-3 summer league game, which he did fantastic, by the way. He was just like attacking the puck. His stick was everywhere that puck was going. He was just kind of really fell into like a defensive mode. It was beautiful to see. But beyond that, there was this one kid that started with him back in the learn to skate, learn to play days like 4 years ago. And this kid was already bigger than him. But in the normal sense, how one kid's, so big and the others, it wasn't like extreme. But we did get to meet his parents, and both of his parents are probably, I think the mom might even be the taller one at like 6'8", and the dad's like 6'6", or vice versa. But they're both very tall.
Holy
one
crap.
Was a skater, one played just rec hockey. So this kid has ballooned up. He is 10. He's a year younger than Caden, but he's developed much quicker. He looks like a beast among boys out there. But anyway, I'm watching him because, we've known him, for the last 4 years. And I'm like, I think I just saw him try to do, that between the leg move, all the kids are doing now. You kind of, stick between the legs and you shoot it from behind. I'm like, maybe I'm not seeing that. And then sure enough, he tries it again. I'm like, son of a bitch, this kid's doing that. And then there was another kid who was on the AA Quakers team that Caden's on, who was also trying to do that. So apparently our friend got so tired of not successfully scoring with the between the legs move that he just decided to pull off a Michigan. Yeah. 10 years old, dude. I watched him. I'm like, he just pulled off a Michigan. Like, what? I'm like, I got to talk to his mom. His mom comes over like, tell me you recorded that, because we're usually recording whenever Kay is on the ice, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
But we weren't. But yeah, this 10-year-old pulled off a Michigan right in front of me last night on 3-on-3 league.
Oh, you did?
Awesome.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You guys in Flyer country will probably be seeing a lot of Michigans this year with, Zegras on the team now. So I think that's it. But that's awesome. That is.
I wonder.
Shaking
I feel
my head.
What, Tim?
Michigan's not like that hard to do. It's just like, I don't know. You kind of leave yourself open to just get absolutely fucking annihilated.
Well, the hardest part of that is time and space.
Yeah.
Because that's not something you can set up all that easily, and you got to come across with the stick. So you're 3-on-3 cross ice. I mean, everybody's right there. So in that regard, it was pretty incredible.
Hey, you see a
on a
10-year-old
do dreams,
it.
bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, 10-year-old. I get it that it's not the best hockey play, but it's still kind of cool to see.
Yeah. So there you
go. Bullshit. Fuck that kid.
When's the last time you did a Michigan game, Tim?
Week and a half ago.
I'm too focused on my $2,000 skates. I don't score.
All right, let me find the article.
Love you, buddy.
Let's find the article. So, Bobby, you did read it?
Dude,
I did most of it. I think
when you send us that goalie video.
Yes, I did.
Like when you sent us that goalie video, and I sent you the cost of goalie equipment.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's like, you sure you want to? Yeah, you sure you want to go down that road of being a goalie?
That's just a dad's like just checking my kid's natural ability and knowing where that's where he was, without being taught anything. So I just feel like that would have been a better path for him into hockey. It's not what he wants to do, thank God, because that's going to cost a shitload of money. But yeah, just every time he does anything goalie related, and I look at his natural reflexes that were never taught, just emulates what he sees on TV. Listen, he has a hard time catching a baseball, but when he's in goalie mode, he'll use his baseball glove and catch that puck. You know what I mean? Like it's just wired differently. Right. But either way, I'm happy with him being a forward. He's, like I said, trending towards defense.
I do like how you have a machine that can fire projectiles at your kid. That's
sure, it's a pitching machine that we use for hockey. So that's
smart.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, I read the article. I think by the latter third, I was just starting to get it was too much. And I believe I feel this way, and this won't spoil anything until we get into the specifics of it, because, and I'm not saying this guy did this, but it read like an AI introduced article. The way that it went into all these different little things that you can put into a story, it seemed to pull that kind of data out the way that AI does. And again, I'm not suggesting whoever wrote that did that. Wouldn't want to slander a person that way. I'll slander you for what you wrote, not for how you wrote it. But it felt like that to me. And it could be that he didn't do it at all. But like myself, I'm using AI and other people are using AI for different things. And now you're starting to almost delve into the way AI speaks. Like you have a writing style and then you put it in AI and AI comes out with something. And now you kind of almost change with it when you see how they put
you don't want to change
together.
You don't want to change the AI written stuff, so you change your own writing to kind of
I don't even think it's like you're doing it on purpose. You're just realizing how an AI writes in that level of detail, like when they keep bringing up specific members of the Hughes and how it works. It just seemed like to me like it was pulling data in as opposed to being an actual opinion piece.
Well, to start, it very well could be 100% AI here, for the simple fact that the author of this article is the devil you know. So this dude didn't even have the balls to put his name on it. That bothers me right off the bat. Like, if you're going to write some bullshit, that's fine, dude. Write your bullshit. Put your fucking name on it. Sure. Don't hide behind, one of our awesome game name titles and put it on your stupid ass.
I thought I just missed it or something, and that was just like a subtitle, and I was trying to find out, who wrote this. But
Well, I'm going to start the article, and we'll stop and talk about a few things when they pop up. But so the title of the article is, "Could a Hughes Brothers shakeup benefit the Devils team as a whole?" Kind of interesting. Well, okay, sure. Where's he going with this? Then he writes here, "A stronger Devils team could require the loss of one of the Hughes brothers," and in parentheses, "if you can handle different situations or opinions being discussed, sorry." So right away, he's coming across as a dick. So yeah, the case for a stronger Devils team with a Hughes brothers shakeup. And he writes, "The New Jersey Devils have finally, all caps, emerged as a promising NHL franchise bolstered by a talented young core and a competitive roster." Ah, son of a bitch. Why'd this thing come up with a paywall? Somebody have this without the fucking paywall?
Well, there goes the show.
I don't have a Substack
Just
account.
click the X, click in the top right, and it should just go away.
I don't have a place on the top right to write it. I don't have it. It's a fucking paywall that just popped up. We're gonna do this whole show based on this article, and I can't even read it.
Maybe you got one read.
I probably.
All right. Well,
do you have the article, Tim?
I'm looking for it. I mean, I can kind of filibuster here a little bit.
I thought you were a Substack member.
No, well, you have to like you can have a Substack, but within Substack, you have to subscribe to individual contributors and stuff like that.
Oh, is that
mine's
right?
coming up now too. Yeah.
Yeah, so we all only got one shot at it. So
we only got one read at it.
Read at it.
So largely his premise, and I don't agree. Like I think it is worth having a conversation about. Okay, I think it is worth having a conversation about what does this team look like without Jack and Luke, and what would a package look like? What I totally disagreed with was the entire premise of why that he put into that. I'm not even going to call it an article. I'm going to call it a blog, because it literally was just a bunch of made up circumstances that made that were really leaned on the words would, maybe, could, might.
Yes.
There are a bunch of things that like this could happen, this might happen, this may happen, this could happen, and it's like none of that does happen. Like you just made all of this up, and that's not the reason why we should be talking about this as a potential. We should be talking about this as a potential because these motherfuckers can't stay healthy, and they're both attractive pieces. Like that would be a legitimate reason why, not like because they're brothers, there's preferential treatment and they're going to look off other guys like that. Those are absolutely retarded fucking reasons that make no sense.
That's what was getting to me too. He was putting in these assumptions and saying that this problem already exists when there's no evidence that this problem exists at all. That because there's two players on the team that happen to be brothers, that there's resentment throughout the locker room. I've never heard word one about that. So right from there, where are you getting that? Are you saying there could be? Then that's not a story if there isn't. And it was more of that. Yeah, the preferential treatment. Oh, even just having that kind of star power. Well, I don't know too many teams that complain about having any particular star. And when you do, there is going to be certain media expectations around that star. And there's going to be certain player expectations around that star. We've talked ad nauseum about how some of our players might feel the need to play a different way with Jack, maybe, right? Defer to him or something, and maybe not do as much when he's not there. You think that's just specific to the Devils locker room and the Hughes brothers? That's not. So yeah, I had a lot of problems with that context of it.
Right. And to a man, like in interviews, every single player has been like has talked about the competitive fire that Jack has and what you don't see behind the scenes, that we don't see behind the scenes. And if there was actually going to be a media circus about these two, maybe NJ.com wouldn't be going into the season without a fucking Devils beat writer. We had Novozinski, and then we had the new kid, Gabe, that got let go. And now they're not hiring a Devils beat writer. If this were an actual issue about there being a media circus and the media being interested, maybe the local paper would have a fucking beat writer for it. Instead, our primary beat writer writes for NJ Hockey Now, which is an aggregate of a bunch of blogs, and that's and a couple of other guys. Like we could be considered like part of the media ecosystem for the Devils, and we don't have access to the locker room or players or anything like that. It's the premise of it, logic of it is what is preposterous about it, not the idea of it. The premise that these are problems.
Dudes, to constantly go back, and I feel like an asshole that we don't have the fucking article here, but it's on Substack. If anybody wants to go and find it, go ahead. I'm not about to subscribe now and spend money on a Substack subscription just to read the article. But down the road, maybe we will do that. But anyway, like the thing that bothered me was it was all just conjecture. It was all just we have never heard one thing, and I'm sure you guys already brought this up when I wasn't on, but like we've never heard one thing that these guys are causing issues, that people don't like playing with them. And exactly what you said, like Luke and Jack seem to have a great rapport with that dressing room. They don't seem to be drama kings. They're not bringing bullshit in. It doesn't seem like, like this whole idea, like he just made it all up. He made up this fantasy world that the Devils can't win with these two on the team because there's too much of that. Oh, it's just us two against everybody else, and we just defer to each other. He actually said in there, when Jack doesn't make plays because he's constantly looking for Luke. I've never seen that.
No,
I mean, have you guys ever seen that?
I mean, Luke 2 years ago, Luke was the power play 1 quarterback and got taken off of it.
Right.
In favor of Dougie again. Like, I've never seen this once. Like, the power play runs through the power play quarterback and Jack on the left flank. I want the best players on the team handling the puck most of the time. If the whole brothers run the locker room thing, Curtis Lazar wouldn't be able to bully the fuck out of Luke and all the public shit that we've seen about Curtis Lazar and Luke. Like, you think Jack would let that happen if this was like some Jack controls the team bullshit?
Right.
Like,
and
it's Nico's team, and
I think everybody knows that, and they're fine with that. And then to say, well, because they're brothers, they have inside jokes, and they probably laugh to each other and alienates other guys. Because when like Timo and Nico are having a conversation, speaking Swiss to each other, that's not the same thing. And we're not even saying that even happens. And you even mentioned last night, like we're bringing in the Donoff for a big reason to kind of hold Grisyuk's hand and get him into the North American style more easily, and being able to connect with him, and he has somebody that he can talk to or whatever. A brother on the team, so
Russian
to speak.
with him.
Right. A brother, so to speak. This whole thing is nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. And it's like, and here's the thing. You knew you were going to get blowback, which is why you even put in there in parentheses, like, sorry, this is triggering. Deal with it. Put your fucking name on it then, dude.
Well, but that's the other thing. It's like, like put your name on it and say it with your chest. Like, don't use words like this could happen, or this might happen, or this may happen, or this coulda, woulda, shoulda, butta. Like, fucking say it with your chest, man. If you're like, there are problems in the locker room, here are the reasons why. Here are 7 plays that I saw during the season. Get some evidence. Right. Don't make shit up about and like cause problems where there aren't fucking problems. Don't make it up. That's what pisses me off about a lot of discourse. Like that, one of the reasons why I deleted Twitter is because people are making shit up that they have invented these scenarios in their own fucking heads of stuff that doesn't happen or doesn't exist. And they live in their own little world and think this stuff happens, and it fucking doesn't. So shut the fuck up.
This is just a situation of I need a story topic to write about, as opposed to having a story to write about. And I'd like to see his face when Clint Hughes comes over.
We got a show to do. I got to talk about something. But he's a Substack writer, so it's like he's not like a beat reporter that relies on ad dollars. Like he's making up some clickbaity bullshit so people will subscribe to Substack. That's like fucking real bait and switch bullshit tactics. Like, look, there are legitimate. It is a legitimate conversation, Chris, and we talked about it last night about. Sorry, the audio and the video is like not syncing for me very well. Hang on.
Yeah, you're kind of lagging a little. Yeah, but I'll just tell you, Bobby, because we were saying what he was about to bring up. Like,
you.
I am. Am I okay, Bob?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. This whole thing, like, would you trade Luke and Jack to Buffalo? We brought this scenario up last night for Tage Thompson and Bo Byram, and maybe throw like Alex Tuckett. Would you make that deal?
Yeah, I'm probably not making that deal, but it doesn't change the fact that if an absolute right hockey deal came across the table that involved one or both Hughes, that you couldn't consider it for the betterment of the team. We do talk about how, okay, a Jack Hughes that isn't playing does nothing for you. So how serious is this? Is this going to be the year where, you know what, he goes all 82 or 80 and then for the next 10 years he misses no more than a couple of games? Are we finally going to get there? Who knows?
And isn't it a better conversation if you want to actually have a little bit more legitimacy to your article to make that the argument? Like, if we really have 50 games played next to Jack Hughes' stat line next year and he's not in the playoffs again for the Devils, like, then maybe, that's a real conversation. But to make things up about him and Luke, and it just seems like a dude that's got a hard on for the Hughes brothers and, is trying to cause bullshit. Like, this is nothing that we've ever, and people read it. Put your fucking name on it, have some evidence. You're right, Tim.
And this is born out of people are now being like, oh, I don't think Quinn coming here is a good idea because then it'll be 3 brothers and then they'll even have more control of the locker room. It's like, these are professional athletes that want to win games. We should want Quinn here because he's a top 2 and maybe not number 2 defenseman in the league.
On my team.
Yeah.
You don't want any more what?
Are we talking about?
No Norris Trophy winners on my team, buddy. I don't know.
I hate that. Like thinking that they're somehow going to come in and just only want to put them on the ice and they're not going to pass anybody else. They're professional athletes. Like, what
3 elite coaches,
everything.
Yes. Yeah. And they're elite. They're fucking elite. And any team would love to have all 3 of those guys.
And you know what else? They're also good dudes. Like, they're not
dickheads.
Like they seem like they're raised right. Like, they just do things the right way. They play the game the right way. I mean, the fact that you can even have 3 brothers all make a professional sport is incredible. A lot of times you'll get one and then the other kind of gets into minor leagues and doesn't quite make it. To have 3 of them at their caliber is insane. And you're not going to get that unless you're also a good person along the way. You're just not. Like, you got to have the right mindset. You got to have the right acumen to be a professional. There's so much these guys bring to the table, man. They got another one. They got a sister or something. Bring her over too. I don't care. Bring them all in here. Let them all play.
Tony,
fucking settle
Tony
down.
Had mentioned
your sister over to your house. What? What did you say?
I'm good.
You want the sister to come sit in your lap? I'm sorry, you're breaking up,
dude.
Isn't that what you just said? Come to your basement with a lock and key on it.
I don't even
come to the dark basement. Here's a cot for you. What?
This is what I get for making that skate comment. It's just digging on me, dude.
Don't worry.
Tony had mentioned how just the revenue dollars that you can get by having all 3 of those on this team. The marketing aspect of having those 3 elite players on one team would do wonders to the Devils. The Devils would be, probably have more primetime games than almost anybody else. If you had all 3, they would, as far as just looking at it from an ownership point of view, I can have all 3 brothers. That's a story. And the NHL loves their stories. And especially if they can win a cup together, forget it. That's just shit that the NHL lives for. Right. So I'm on
And then from that, more revenue for the owners, theoretically. Now, maybe I'm not necessarily talking about our owners because, there's a lot of speculation about how they are cheap and don't exactly do stuff. But theoretically, all that more revenue for the Devils means better facilities, means better care, means better everything for the players as well, which then in turn attracts players to the Devils. Yeah. So I think it's a very, look, everybody has their opinion on the internet, and people are entitled to their opinion. But it's just don't make things up. Don't just because something exists in your head that you think is a truth that isn't based in any fact doesn't mean it's true. Man. Like Ovi. There's a workout video of Ovi floating around today. Nice. I'm not sure if you guys saw this.
Yeah,
it literally looks like yoga for 80-year-olds. What the
exercise
he's doing. But then the comments are like, "You're a real man doing exercises." Buddy, this is fucking goat yoga.
Why don't we have Jack Hughes videos of him hitting the gym? The dude's looked the same since he was drafted. That is kind of true.
It's true.
And maybe he would hit the gym if he didn't have shoulder surgery every goddamn summer,
Right. And
it's trying to bench press with one shoulder.
Exactly. Not easy.
Well, right. But that's a problem. He needs to get bigger. But he's also got a slight frame. 20% is he's not going to put on 10% of his body weight in one summer, unless he's doing fucking steroids.
I think at this point right now, no Devil fan should want to get rid of Jack or Luke. I don't think that they have given us enough reason or any reason. And the only one that maybe would give you any pause would be Jack and the injuries. But I'm fine with that because I think he can stay healthy. We just need to see it. And I have faith that he can. I'm not ready to just give up on the guy. But there's no reason that any Devil fan should want to get rid of these guys because it's just they're too freaking good. Luke's ceiling is crazy. Jack healthy going into the playoffs, like you're going to need him. You're going to need him. He wants to win a cup more than anything. I want to see the kid have the opportunity on this team. To trade away. We can make up all kinds of silly ass trades that'll never happen for guys that would you make this trade, make that trade. That's fun to talk about. But I have no desire to get rid of those guys. And I don't know if Devil fans should.
Throughout history, even in like the 70s and 80s and 90s, the tougher era of hockey.
Would you say the later parts of the 20th century? Is that what you would say?
Later parts of the 20th century. circa the 80s and 90s. Back in the day, back when men were men and, they skated around with leather satchels on their skates and men wore top hats to games.
Evil curly mustaches.
Like Gretzky is one of the slightest people of all time. You ever seen fucking the weird ass pictures of him from the 80s? Like, that guy was eating hot dogs in between. You ever seen a picture of McDavid with his shirt off? Not to be weird, but like he's not exactly ripped. He looks like this fat fuck I saw at like the family pool the other day. Like it's just it's these guys like hockey players aren't football players. Like. You need to be a little bit more lithe and flexible to be able to play this game. But you look at their legs, like that's what really drives a hockey player is their legs. Like all these guys have massive fucking quads, and Jack's no different. He has fucking huge legs.
You don't skate the way he skates and have chicken legs. It ain't happening. You don't have
like Bob and his squatting 50 pounds.
That's right.
That's a personal record, right?
Don't follow me, kids. Follow Uncle Timmy for workout lessons.
I am a paragon of health. My body.
You're something.
It's more of an amusement park than anything.
Yeah. All right. Let's play some.
Would you say it's a Wonderland?
No, it's an action park. I'll put it that way.
It's like an abandoned amusement park.
It's like one of those.
You are.
It's like one of those.
You are the Alpine slide of rides.
Right.
You're just a disaster waiting to happen.
That's it. You are the action
I don't
park.
know if I told you guys, but I took a nasty hit in a beer league game a couple weeks ago and was knocked out on the ice for a couple of days. Or
Couple days. Holy shit. Nobody loves you.
For a couple seconds, I was out cold in the ice and had a concussion for a couple of days.
Yeah, we talked about it. You need to rethink your hockey career.
Maybe I have CTE. I don't know. Don't remember.
Well, I think Bobby's right. The injuries on top of, not just the injuries on the ice, just how you seemingly hurt yourself constantly. I think maybe you should, I don't know, wrap yourself in something.
Honestly, it's how I've gone through my entire life. Like when I was 12, I herniated a disc in my back. I've separated both shoulders. I've broken this collarbone. I've broken that collarbone. I've broken ribs, cracked my head open. I've fucking done it all myself.
Can you petition to play down to the beer league B squad, perhaps? Maybe light it up down there and not get so hurt?
I'm already doing that.
How about sled hockey?
Like I'm kind of
sled hockey.
I'm kind of at a lower level than I should be already. Like the guy that runs the league has already questioned why I'm playing in this division. I said because,
and yet he's a really good hockey player. This is how good you have to be at hockey to actually play hockey. Like Tim was a really good hockey player, and even his advanced age, he's like really good compared to the average guy. And yet he basically tells us that he sucks on his beer league.
No. I'm good in this one division. I'm okay in the other. I don't really suck. Okay. I'm like point a game. Jesus Christ.
Well, that sounds really good.
Well, except for Saturday, I was -3. Wasn't very good.
What were your points though?
2 assists.
All
right, well, still point a game.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, let's play some games.
We lost 5-2.
Speaking of games,
we got a game.
W No.
We got two. I have W No as well as the Devil's Advocate.
Oh, we're doing a W No with just 3?
What do you guys want to start with?
W No.
All right.
All right.
Well,
shall we play a game?
Whenever you
Buckle up, boys and girls. It is time for the Devil You Know on the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil Podcast.
All right, you ready?
First let me throw the rules out there. Calm down, relax, okay? So we're gonna play Devil You Know. If you don't know how we do this yet, tonight Tim will be the clue giver. He's going to give us clues to a former New Jersey Devil player. Bobby and I get 3 incorrect guesses before we are eliminated. We can ask him any question we want about the said player. He can or cannot answer. It is completely up to him, and them's the rules. So Timmy, go for it.
All right, you ready? Hopefully, you guys haven't done this, guys. Like I said, I've only been around.
We won't remember if we did.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So this Swede was born March 2nd, 1991. He was drafted in the first round, 20th overall in 2009. He played 8 NHL seasons, 7 of which. Parts of 7 seasons of which he played with the Devils. Most recently, he spent 4 seasons in Sweden from 2018 to 2022 playing for Djurgården.
Matthias Teneby?
No. He was on the 2009 World Junior Championship Sweden team that won silver and the 2010 World Junior Championship teams that won bronze. While in Sweden, Henrik Lundqvist's brother, he was having a board battle with Henrik Lundqvist's brother. And actually, I might actually read this verbatim from his Wikipedia page because this is probably the most horrific injury, which is a trend with this fella, was horrific injuries.
Oft injured?
Yes, oft injured.
Horrifically.
While struggling for the puck against Frölunda player Joel Lundqvist, Hank's brother, on November 15th, Josephson was cut by Lundqvist's skate.
Jacob
Josephson.
Josephson.
I know who it is. Is it Josephson?
Fuck, did I say Josephson?
You sure did.
Fuck, I read it. That was so dumb. So fucking dumb.
The devil you don't know, dickhead. Hey, I said it first. I win.
All right, sorry.
That's funny, dude. Can you?
I both looked at each other at the exact same.
Can I finish? Can I finish what his injury was?
Read.
Josephson, Jesus Christ! I can't believe I did that. That was really fucking stupid. My bad. Because I have notes here, and like when I have internet sites up, it like crashed my computer, and I just closed out them. So, Josephson was cut by Lundqvist's skate. Guess what part of his body this tore?
His balls.
His urethra.
Achilles. Oh, okay. That sucks.
So he got circumcised that day.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Guess how many games he missed?
None.
He missed 8 games. Only 8 games.
8
with
games.
A torn urethra. Does that sound fucking
Sliced.
awful? So some of the things, he had an injury-marred career. His first 3 seasons were marred by freakish injuries. Broke his wrist in 2010. Broke his clavicle in 2012. And the urethra injury. And I gave away the W no. I'm sorry, I fucked that up.
That's right.
It's
it was
all
so
good.
Funny.
Yeah. I have a question. Who else did he play for?
Buffalo.
Oh.
Buffalo. So
we
he played
hope for that young man.
What's that?
We drafted him, or did
we
Buffalo
drafted him? I was also the one other giveaway that I was going to give away is this guy was an absolute stud in the shootouts.
Okay. Yeah. And but yeah, it would have taken me a little bit to get that one. I think Bobby definitely would have won no matter what.
I don't know if we can consider that a win. Let's consider
I think
that.
we're going to give it.
Let's just consider it a loss.
In all honesty, I got it first.
Yeah, but I think you got the L. Bob and I, you definitely got the L there.
I should not be allowed to do that again. That was
so let's see how badly we can fuck up Devil's Advocate. Let's try that.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so in this fun little game, again, Tim is going to be the questionnaire. So Tim's going to propose any kind of comparison or something, and he's going to tell Bobby to defend one side of it and me to defend another side of it, and we're going to go at it, and Tim gets to pick who has the better argument. So go for it, Tim.
All right, Bob.
Yes.
You are going to argue why Martin Brodeur is the greatest goalie of all time. And Chris, you are going to argue why he is definitely not the greatest goalie of all time. And you are going to pick who is better.
All right. Who goes first?
Bob goes first.
I don't need to start this conversation. This is absolutely ridiculous. He is obviously the greatest goaltender of all times. He has the most wins. He has the most shutouts. He's got 3 Stanley Cups. He's got the most saves. He's got the most 40-win seasons, the most 30-win seasons. He's probably got the most. Oh, he's got the most goals. I mean, come on. Go ahead. You could try it. I'll just get ready to rebuttal whatever you're going to say because he's the best goalie ever played a game. And
2000,
Chris,
2001, 2001, 2001, 2001. If Marty Brodeur was the best goalie in the world, then he would have beaten Patrick Waugh in 2001 in a 7-game series head-to-head, and he couldn't do it. And Waugh won that was his second cup or his third? I don't remember. Second, I think. So, and Waugh won that cup. Patrick Waugh has always been the big brother to Marty Brodeur. Marty Brodeur has never been able to live into his shadow. You take Patrick Waugh out of Montreal, where he was, Conn Smythe Trophy winner, Stanley Cup winner, moving to Colorado. Same thing, just keeps on rolling. Marty Brodeur was also a product of the system the Devils played. I'm waiting for like a bolt of lightning to come and strike me down for saying that.
All right. I've heard enough of this stupid shit.
Bob, Patrick Waugh is better than Marty Brodeur.
Bob, finish him. Finish him.
That's ridiculous, dude. You got to look at the entire body of work, how much this guy was able to play, the Jennings trophies, the saves, his career stats blow away Patrick Waugh. He didn't lose that Stanley Cup to Patrick Waugh. Everybody in the world, including God himself, needed Colorado to win that freaking Stanley Cup, and weird shit happened. That was on the team, not on Brodeur. He gives you the best chance to win day in and day out. By far the best goalie ever. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, Bob wins.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love
Bob wins. I mean, that's it's so hard to argue something that I feel vehemently disagree
that
with.
Wasn't me.
I know. I set you up with that one. I'm sorry. I was debating on who I was going to give the number.
I was thinking, do I go with the argument with for Hasek or do I go for the argument for Waugh? And I just went with the 2001. Figured that gave me a little bit of a better leg to stand on.
Good. It's good. It's very dramatic intro too. 2001.
Yeah. That was it. That's all I had.
Like, is this guy
from like a debate standpoint, it really did its job because you actually literally made me angry bringing that shit up. I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. Shut your mouth about 2001.
Never coming over again.
2001 still hurts.
All right, this is actually going to be a fun philosophical debate.
Oh, okay.
Chris, which line in Devils history was more valuable? You are going to be arguing that the crash line was more valuable. And Bob, you will be arguing that the A line was more valuable.
All right. Who's starting?
Chris, you can start this one off.
All right. The crash line. Ooh, the crash line. This is tough, man. Polique, Peluso, McKay brought something to that Devils team in 1995 that I just cannot see them winning that cup without that grit, with the way that they played, the big goals that they had, and having a third line. Like the A line was great, but that was a top line. That's the line that you should have gotten all your production from. When you have a third line as fucking good as the crash line is, it just makes your team all around better. I'm not going to argue that Sakura, Arnott, and Elias were not a fantastic line, but I think having a third line as dominant as that crash line was outplays a really, really good 1A line every day of the week. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the crash line. I think you drop those three guys on any Devil team from 1995 to today, and they would be successful. And I don't know if I feel the same way about the Arnott line. So that's why the crash line is the better line in Devils history.
Listen, I'm not going to call you out for like some bullshit. For the first time, I actually agree with you, and everything you said, you're right on. You're wrong overall on this topic, but everything you said is true. I mean, 3 words, dude. Arnott, Elias, and Sakura. That is a dream first line. Let's realize where the Devils come from. You kind of have a little bit of an argument where, hey, these guys in 95, we don't win the cup without them. You know what? We didn't do much of shit all after that until the A-line got put together. Now you've got this whole new team, and you got the defensive, boring Devils all of a sudden leading the league in offense. Not necessarily in 2000 when they won the cup, but close. But in 2001, when they lost that goddamn cup that we keep bringing up to Colorado. These three guys working together was nothing short of magical. Their points were incredible. They could go up against any top line in the league. They brought that cup to 2000. They almost brought it in 2001. And 2/3 of the team, Ilyas, won another cup in 2003. Scratch that from the argument.
Well, also, your line literally did win a Stanley Cup for the team.
That's right.
All right, Tim, those are the arguments. Where do you stand on those lines?
I think the A-line. I mean,
I agree.
I will 100% pick offense. I love a good identity line, but I think we also had an identity line when we had the A-line in the Madden Pando
line. That's a good one for a Devil's Advocate. I'm gonna throw one to you guys. Okay, right. Real quick. So I just popped in my head, so I'll just say, Bobby, you're gonna argue that John Madden was the best third line center the Devils ever had, and Tim, you're gonna argue that Bobby Holik was the best third line center the Devils ever had. Oof. So we'll start with you, Bob. John Madden.
You don't have to look any further than the Stanley Cup Finals of 2000 to know it was John Madden. With the team reeling, this guy shows up, almost gets a shorthanded chance. It doesn't go in. He says, you know what, next shift, I'm just going to do the same goddamn thing, and this time I'm going to get that goal, and we're going to change the whole complexion of this game. Probably the series. Devils don't win 2000 without John Madden as a 3C. Mad Dog was a beast. Love Holik, but Mad Dog was the guy you wanted out there when you need something done.
Do you know who could? John Madden isn't even the most famous or best John Madden in the history of John Maddens. Like, he's clearly number 2, maybe 3 on that list. Bobby Holik could take John Madden's tiny little body and just flick him into the crowd. That guy was a fucking animal. He was a lunatic. And he led one of the best lines in all of Devils history in the crash line. We do not win that cup in 95. He's a fucking Devils legend, and his head is the size of a Zeppelin.
Yeah, he does. He does make Akira Schmid's head look like
Look at the size of that thing.
A little bit like that.
Yeah, he probably tries himself to sleep on his gigantic pillow.
All right, Bobby, go ahead. Retort.
Bobby Holik signed with the Rangers. You lose.
John Madden needed Jay Pandolfo to be successful.
You don't get a retort. That's not how this works.
Well, I was gonna to be the tiebreaker here, and Bobby just jumped on me. But I was gonna say, as good as your argument was, Tim, Holik signed with the Rangers, and therefore he can never be as good as John Madden, in my opinion.
That's fine.
Where do you really feel? Who do you really like?
Me?
Yeah, who do you really think?
Oh, that's a tough question. I honestly, so long ago, I feel like we have this kind of mythical vision of both of those guys, but with the shorthanded goals, the face-offs, Madden was a fucking beast. So was Holik, that's the thing. It's just, the size differential is pretty glaring. I will always have a special place in my heart for that 95 team. They were the first cup-winning team, and they did something that we weren't supposed to do, and they did it in dominating fashion. A fun argument.
Yeah, I mean,
it's actually a legitimate argument as opposed to the one that I gave you about.
Yeah, I get a little thrown off course with it because for a period of years there was this experiment with Bobby Holik being our number 1 center, and it kind of tainted where he should have always been. But I can't shake the images of Madden coming out as a 3 because he had the grit that you need on that line, but then he also did have kind of this magical scoring punch when we really needed it. And he was quite the animal. I mean, I think if I had to be pressed, I'd probably say he was our better 3C, John Madden. But it is a good argument.
Yeah, but also the thing that, for me, that puts Madden over Holik, too, is just shorthanded. Penalty kill. John Madden was an animal. He was one of the best penalty killers that I've ever seen. So just that aspect of his game too. Like, yes, they were both great at faceoffs. They could both do all the little things and board battles. And, Holik was, a lot bigger than Madden, but Madden didn't play like a small dude. And because he wasn't small, it's just Holik was fucking huge.
But like I just pulled up Holik's stats though. Like
he only
Holik
had one really good
mid-high
offensive year.
20s goals.
What was his highest in goals?
He had 90. He had 23, 29, 27, 23 over the span of 4 years from 96 to 2000. And then he had 25 in 2002. And then he had 25 in 2004, 3-4 for the Rangers.
I mean, those numbers in itself with the Devils,
I don't even know what John
was very impressive considering the way that we scored back then. So they're actually
because he was
20-somethings or like 30-somethings on another team.
I just Google searched John Madden. Great.
Yeah, Madden definitely didn't have the offensive touch Bobby Holik did. And that's what gave him, he got a huge contract from the Rangers at free agency, because of that.
He has a whole video game franchise.
Holik has a whole
I thought that line was going to win that whole game for me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
John Madden video game line.
Oh, the video game.
I mean, Holik also.
I'm like thinking Holik has a video like in Czech Republic or something.
Holik also has double the career points that Madden does.
How many years did Holik play?
It looked like I closed it because Hockey Reference was like.
All right, I could check it. No big deal. Yeah, you were getting.
I think he played probably like 15 years maybe. I don't think Madden played nearly as many years.
He had 11 with the Devils, 2 with the Rangers,
and
3 with the Thrashers.
That's right. He was in Atlanta.
So 16.
Yeah.
Oh no, and the Whalers. Forgot about the Whalers. So
isn't that where he started?
Yeah. So 18.
Yeah.
Played 90, almost 0809.
I mean, he had 1300 games, 800 points.
Yeah. And Madden played 13 years, 10 with the Devils, and then Chicago, Minnesota, and Florida.
It's always sad when you see those guys like that with like the end of their career where they kind of bounce around and they're holding on. You see their stats kind of going down and down and down. You're like, buddy, just give it up. Yeah. I say that as a fucking 47-year-old beer leaguer.
Right. As we just signed Connor Brown, let's hope that's not the case.
No, well, Brown had ACL surgery 2 years ago, so his stats kind of sunk a little bit. And with ACLs, this is kind of my concern with Kovacevic is coming back from that takes time to really fully get back to who you actually are as a player.
Yep. Well, we're gonna have a lot of waiting to see when Kovacevic gets back out there, and I hope when he does, he's at full strength. But I was just busting balls about the Connor Brown thing. I love that pickup. I think he's going to be very good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah. Now, all right. Anything else that you guys want to touch on this evening?
No.
Josephson? Nothing.
Jacob Josephson.
I
can't believe I fucked that up.
It was actually I was as you started reading it, like that little thing went off in my head, and I was like, I wonder if he's going to just read the name, and you sure as hell did.
Because I took notes, didn't intend to read it, but then I was like, I got to read this word for word because it is such an awful
you said verbatim, I was like, I think we might find out.
I still had to take a double take. I was like, wait, did he literally just say it, or is he goading me here? What's going on? No, you button hooked me.
That was awesome. Bobby, just any thoughts on the Luke Hughes contract before we wrap it up? Your thoughts personally?
Why
he doesn't have one? What the hell is going on?
I just think it's because they got to have more money off the books to really give them what they want. I mean, they could technically do it now and then worry about it. I just think that's not the way Tom Fitzgerald wants to operate. Just got to clear at least a couple million to make sure it's a smooth contract. But I wouldn't let it wait too much longer. I would figure that out because you do have an out. Like you can literally write people off this team. So it's not like it can't be done right now. It just might not be your preferred method. But if Tom's sitting there just hoping he's going to get someone to pick up Palat and it isn't working out and he's just gun shy to actually, cut him loose as an example, then, we got a problem because Luke's got to be signed sooner rather than later, but he's not going to sign for $6 million this year and then 8 start. It's not going to happen. So
no, you think it's going to be a long term right off the bat, 8 by 9, something like that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 8x8 or a little less.
Less than 8?
I mean, at least a little more. I'm sorry, because just of the market, I don't think right now he technically deserves to make more than his brother, but you're paying for future considerations too. And it's the market that he's in. He's earned the right to probably get a little bit higher of a payday. That was one of the other things with the article that kind of bothered me about the favoritism with the Hughes thing. So I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, they're not even the highest paid, at least Jack's not even the highest paid player on the team. It's Timo Meyer. So It's not like he got all the preferential treatment and everybody else has to come in under him. They went over him by $1 million plus just to keep Timo Meyer. So
and
that argument didn't hold.
And even in that same vein, like you would have given Luke 8x10. Like Noah Dobson was,
I'm worried that Dobson contract kind of fucks things up a little bit. I would much rather the Faber contract be the one that we kind of go after as far as comparison. Not the
I keep looking at that Faber Sanderson contract, and I think Luke will come in. I keep saying 8 times 8.25. Like that's kind of where I'm guessing it's going to come in. What do you like? What do you want to do guesses, and then we can bet on over or under?
I think it's going to be $9 million.
Flat
for 8 years. I think it's going to be 8 by 9.
Okay.
I'm going to go at like 8.5.
Okay.
He's going to get.
We all think 8 years.
Yeah, I definitely think 8 years for sure.
I think you're biting yourself in the ass if you do a bridge deal with him. I really do. Yeah. I understand that it can change the cap and all that stuff, and you can maneuver it a little bit better. But if the long-term goal, regardless of what Joey Substack over here fucking writes, if the long-term goal is to have all 3 brothers on this team eventually within the next year or two, which it should be, I think you have to get Luke locked up for 8.
Even if that's not the end scenario, just as a transaction, as a hockey transaction, the way you want to lock this kid up, because those last 4 years of that contract, he probably could be earning 12.
Right.
That's why you have to you pay a little bit more in the first half for a little bit more what he's going to become. Yeah. You have to do it.
Yeah, I agree. You have
homegrown guys with that much talent, you lock them up and you move on. You love it. That's it.
And that's the way of hockey contracts now is you pay for future performance, basically, and to save money in the future.
In the next 3 to 4 years, he is your number 1 first pairing defenseman. Like, we all know that. You got to pay for the guy. It's not like Luke is going to be playing in that third pairing with, whoever, some fucking schlub making, $1.5 million. No. Plus, he's your number 1 guy.
Some of the guys that will ultimately take more team-friendly deals, especially if the team has a lot of success, are often those ones who are treated very well throughout the entire process. You know what? After 8 more years of Luke, he's going to be a little bit older. He's going to be a veteran. He could say, oh, okay, I'm not going to be prime or peak. I'm not heading towards peak anymore. I'm probably going the other way. And then you can just reasonably say, what can I do to stay here, especially if they're coming off a cup or 2 or some really good runs? I mean, Brodeur didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, no matter what, I'm giving the Devils a discount. That's not how it worked out. It was a combination of factors between liking where he was, the success he was having, being smart enough to know I can't get maximum because this team won't go out and get any other players, therefore I can't win again. You need players like that. And if you're treated well throughout the process and someone comes to you and says, hey, look, I can't quite give you that 9 again for the next 3 years, but we could work something out in like the 8s and whatever. Would you stick around? It goes a long way.
I would like to apologize to Mike Ruff, who's texting me asking if we were live. I thought we were on YouTube, but we are not.
We were going to go live. There was a reason why I didn't go live, because we didn't have any issues last night when we just did the video. I mean, the regular recording. And the last 2 times we went live, everything went to shit. So I was like, no, for tonight, let's just go regular. So tell Mike we apologize. I'll just tell him, sorry, Mike. We were going to go live, but next time. I like Mike.
Yeah, let's not get carried away.
Okay, you can be. He's okay. I think he's nice.
I know.
I like him. I like you, Mike. All right,
he's one of our boys.
We're gonna wrap this thing up, and we'll put this show out sometime this evening. So wherever you're watching us, if you are on YouTube, please hit the subscribe, the alert bell, leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys. You can also drop us a line at unclepuckers@gmail.com. You can also check out all of our shows at unclepuckers.com. We have articles that we write. We have breakdowns of every game from pretty much all 82 games of last year that Tim did. We have all the shows up there. and some fun stuff for you guys to check out wherever you're listening to us. A 5-star review, positive comment helps the little podcast that could. So for Tim and Bob, I'm Chris. We're the Uncle Puckers, and we'll see you when we see you.
Get the puck out.
Fuck you, Bellcat.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
What happened to the